Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on a Japanese Metis play here, and we're going to use the Alere team. It's been quite a fun ride so far. Figure why not close out the week with the Alere team here. We're going against Veronica and a Catry Ball, and this won't be a problem because Schism is a thing. Such a weird name for a skill, but then, I mean, if you're going to come up with something, might as well just make it something random. But yeah. We're just going to neutralize the triangle attack effect and then win. Pretty straightforward. Just got to set up right and take on the enemy team and as they come down. I think we're going to get Veronica and follow Maria. Lately I've been trying to figure out who's better between Fallen Maria and what's her name? Tina. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out which one of the two healers are better, Tina or Fallen Maria. They both do different things, so perhaps it's not a fair comparison, but lately I've kind of been leaning more towards Tina just because of how versatile she is. Well, I guess versatile isn't the right word. You can't really use her in that many places. Impactful, because of what she does. I feel like she prevents so many playstyles in terms of enemy phasing. She really forces the opponent to player phase, and even that can be difficult to set up. So, I don't know, I feel like I've been leaning more towards Tina lately, but the Miracle effect is still very, very good. So, I don't know, man. It's
let me aid you.
Tough choice. Tough choice there. But for now, I probably wouldn't bring both of them since, in terms of killing power, unless they're going to be able to pierce damage reduction, you really don't want both of them around on the same team. Because, yeah, damage reduction is just that powerful. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to go in here. We're going to perhaps break this tactics room. I think it probably would be wise to do so. And then we're going to set up Lemaire somewhere around the vicinity.
Excuse me.
I've really been wondering if this bonus double is actually doing anything because
I'm with you.
I don't know, man. The stats just don't add up. Maybe it's just too many stats for me to actually notice because I am getting a lot out of Lemaire. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much he provides, but I'm getting a lot out of Lemaire. I'm getting a lot out of Alere's weapon, Peony. There's just so many stats that I'm getting from all over the place that it makes it difficult to add up exactly how much this bonus double is actually doing. But we're going to put it on nonetheless, even though Veronica has a low. Lately I've been realizing that the best Veronica build is probably the one with Occultist Strike, since that one gives her some amount of true damage, because even with the tier 4 lows nowadays, she is just not putting out any numbers. She's still hitting things for 0, which is bad for Veronica because her damage really scales off of how much she's able to do. She typically adds about 20 damage or so onto her enclosure, typically. So if she's doing 0, then you're probably just coming out of there with 20 damage overall. And especially when Catry isn't, allowing her to quad, yeah, she's just not putting out as much damage as she used to anymore. Typically she dies, well, that's not something that would have changed, but she typically dies in one hit, which is why she was primarily focused at killing in the first combat with her Desperation effect, but with Catry being gone, it's very difficult for her to get the quad off, which is why I was saying that there's probably going to be some unit that will provide Catry's triangle attack, but with less conditions to activate it. I think something like that may be out soon, kind of like what Aether does, but maybe on like light season, probably. Not that it's needed, but I feel like it might happen just for... I mean, Catry's been around so long and she's really the only one that has the effect, whereas Aether power crept, which is kind of why I feel that the Dual Strike is the weaker version of it, because they were so ready to give that one out as opposed to the actual triangle attack.
Excuse me.
But yeah, Something to consider. We're pretty much done here. Don't need the pots because it's the last match of the week. We've had a pretty successful week so far. I figure just waiting on the last defense results. I'm trying to figure out whether I should put commentary to the defense replays this week because it is a little bit complex in terms of what I'm actually doing on defense. It's not as straightforward as my nuke blows up the enemy. It's a little bit more complex. Not that I'm doing anything, you know, game breaking or anything that requires rocket science. It's just an explanation would probably help out with figuring out what's going on the defense.
Let's go.
So I might do a commentary one this week. Even though I probably didn't want to do that. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. There's still time.
Very well.
Haven't gotten more than 8 yet, so I'm just waiting on number 9 and number 10 to come in, and then I'll make a decision.
Let me aid you.
Depending on what they are.
It's a promise.
Smite up here, and this should close out the match.
Let me guide you.
All in all, it's been a pretty successful week, if I do say so myself. Yeah, just looking forward to what is to come from Astra Anima season. Should be a little bit difficult with Freer being bonus, but we'll see what we can do. GG's. See you in the next one. Alright, hey, here's the defense replays. I decided to go ahead and add it on to this one, so we're just going to go into this. This is the defense that I ran for half the time. I built like 3 defenses for this week, variations of the same thing. This is the one that had Yoon on it, so this is the one that was up first, majority, and then I swapped it out later for the one with Claude. Yoon just doesn't do enough these days, and it's pretty much just taking up a offensive slot, so she's only just here for lift, and then whoa and then once that's over, I swap her out for someone else. Now these are the units. Alcris is very good with Tina, and then this is another variation with Alcris and Igrin. That I used sometime. Well, no, I don't think I used it at all. This one was more stable, as opposed to the other two that had a lot more intricate movement. Let's call it that, because of the positioning of Triandra, and the fact that she was the one in the slot there. The other two allowed Triandra or Peony to move around after they danced, and it made it a little bit more tricky. This Claude here is very good when tribe Claude, and I finally get the opportunity just to put him on show. Firestorm Dance here was really the main thing that made all of these defenses work, because you really need desperation in order to take out Byleth, or at least these specific units need desperation to take out Byleth, because he is just that powerful. And there's no way to win sweep him because he has that no counter disrupts. We're gonna go into the matches here. We got 10 of them to look at here, and let's start with the first one here. It's a loss that we picked up on the first day. It's tough. Sometimes it happens, but you know, you just keep in mind what you're doing with your defense, and hopefully it'll pan out a little bit better later on down the week. And I expected this specific team to lose because Yoon isn't the strongest, as I said. So really the only nuke here is Alcris. And once Alcris is gone, we're really just hoping for the best in terms of if Alcris did enough damage or not. So if that failed, then yeah, really not much else we can do afterwards. And he goes in here, and as you can see, he just isn't getting enough stats here, and this Byleth is getting a lot of support. So yeah, miss out on that kill by just 7. But typically he is going to get that kill. I think a lot of that had to do with Fallen Maria there, giving out some extra stats just to help keep Byleth alive there. Well, actually no, I forgot that I had Colorless Feud on, so that wasn't a factor. But yeah, that was just Byleth getting a little bit lucky there. But yeah, fully healed. Really not much else my team can do. Yoon will die. Tina will also die. So just not great matchups here. And Byleth cuts through DR. So really not much else my team can do. And then they have Robin here near saving. Now Robin, I'm actually very impressed with this specific Robin. Well, primarily because I don't really have anything to bust through melee, which I could probably remedy, but this is still pretty impressive in terms of the display that she puts out here. And you'll see a little bit later on down in terms of this specific matchup here, how well she does against two of the newer units here. Yeah, very impressive. I think it really boils down to the full null follow-up as well as the Pavis. The slaying was really one of the main things that she needed to be able, well, not even slaying, what would I say? It's the, not slaying, it's the, tempo. The tempo effect that you kind of mimic the tempo with the Marth Ring. So she's able to just loop her Pavis and it keeps just coming back up. So that really works out well in her favor. She's also one of the other units that can actually just wall out Winter Edelgard. The only problem is the Pavis, if they go in on turn 1, then she's pretty easy to one-shot because she doesn't have the bulk that Form Mortis has. But because she has full null follow and she's fast, if you have Fallen or Rion Robin on your on any, or just have her laying around, thinking about putting her on defense to counter Winter Edelgard with the Marth Ring is probably a good option. She does very well into that matchup, just not on turn 1. You have to put some blocks in the way so that she doesn't get targeted on the first turn because Pavis won't be up. Once she gets Pavis up, then Winter Edelgard typically shouldn't win against her. And really what I'm just doing here is just playing this out so you can see how tanky Myr is. She's just eating these hits, and it's going to take them quite a few turns just to take on Myr here. Unfortunately, she does go down, and really a lot of that was down to the Bolt Tower taking out Valentine's Ephraim there. If Ephraim was still around, this wouldn't have ended up this way, but Lumera was just about able to take him out with the Bolt Tower, putting in some extra work there. And so the battle just continued to rage on for a little bit here. It's going to take them a couple of turns just to take her out, but I'm going to let it play out because I really like the matchup here. Healing back 14 for an armored unit is substantial. That is a lot. The only thing that could have made that any better was probably if she had Special Fighter, but I don't see why you would really run that on her. Because the follow-up denial is so good because she's just not fast, so she definitely needs that. If she had some way to get a guaranteed follow-up, that would be even better for her, but just not in the cards. Yep, they're still going at it. And that is it. Now, they could have probably taken her out with some range options too, but that's just how they decided to do it. Now, here we go into the, I'd say the easier matches, or are they easier, or the more straightforward matchups. Yeah, a lot of these just got caught up by, because there are a couple of traps in the defense. Most of them revolve around the dance from either Peony or Triandra. Again, Firestorm Dance is so good when combined with Guidance. Soaring Guidance on that Peony. I really wanted to get some use out of this Peony. I'm so happy that I was able to finally get a copy of her. because it does so well on defense, because you do need that duo. So yeah, here she is. I gave her guidance, and in this situation it didn't really work out for the best, because this the Canto 1 from the Firestorm dance, it's so tricky in terms of where she ends up, because she can either go left or right. If she goes right, then she's perfectly safe, but if she goes left, then this tends to happen quite a bit. The problem now is that I don't have a dancer anymore because she's dead, but they overcommitted in terms of trying to take her out, so we're guaranteed a kill here. If she had gone right, she would have been under Ephraim, and she would have been safe there, but it's really about what spots are threatened. Now, I wasn't certain what threat she was running from there, probably Morgan or Ear, probably Ear, but in any case, it worked out in my favor because he overcommitted, and we're able to just take out some units here for free. Yoon there getting the kill. She just does so much damage with her Refine and Remix, but armored units are just on a whole other level at this point, and yep, that's enough for them. Yeah, Yoon just isn't able to keep up these days with how strong armored units are. They just rip her to pieces pretty much. And then this is one of my favorite things here. They do have the fence, so I won't be able to do anything on turn 1, but as you can see here, I do have even recovery on Tina, which is why you gotta really pay attention to your skills here, otherwise you'll miss out on things like this. We got our first sighting of Ivy, who actually does pretty well into Valentine's Mirror. I was so surprised that she was able to survive the combat, but that's just damage reduction for you. Maybe she'll be able to get this kill when she's in bonus season, which should be up next light season. I was wondering if I should go back on the banner and pick up another copy, because he does have Desperation 4, which is one of my favorite skills in the game, given the fact that you really need it to take out Byleth. And it kind of replaces the Catria effect, since you can't consistently depend on Catria these days, so being able to hit before the enemy can hit you back has a ton of benefits. So yeah, there's that. Now, this is what happens. Even recovery. Peony is now able to dance, and she cantos directly into the corner, so I get to murder this Milla, which I thoroughly enjoy. I hate Milla with a passion, so seeing that warms my heart quite a bit. And the team here shuffles into a decent formation, not the best one that you're going to see, but good enough to keep them safe. And yeah, we survived that one. This is the first matchup here with Claude, and it's pretty much the same concept, just that Triandra is the one doing the dancing this time. We got the units here. We got Byleth and Celica. Now, the thing is about Claude is able to kill Byleth if he has enough status effects to ramp into lethality on the second hit, and also enough status effects to basically power up his attack. The more attack he has, the harder he will hit Byleth, but you really need a lot of status effects to get it going. This isn't enough. He really needs a bit more than this just to get everything going. And as I mentioned, the desperation effect is really what makes it pan out, because he is able to get the 2 hits in before Byleth is able to counterattack. Because if Byleth were just to hit him, he is going to die. As you can see, that's what happened. But you'll see later on that he is able to trigger the lethality. It's just that Guard plus Scowl prevented him from doing so. So that kind of didn't work out in my favor there, but yeah, that's that. This matchup also is a little bit disappointing for me, because what happens here is that Igrin has Miracle. The problem is Triandra decides to attack instead of just dancing Igrin. God knows why. Because well, I would have been able to warp,
Got you something.
and I'm pretty sure Byleth would have died there. Is that there? Then 1, 2. Yep, I'm pretty sure Byleth would have died, even though she's kind of on 1 health. So, well, no, she got healed. So yeah, Byleth would have died. So even though Triandra was doing 0 damage, she still went in and attacked anyways, which is unfortunate because she did have the option to dance, and typically when the dancer has the option to dance, they choose to dance. So I don't know, 5 damage rule doesn't even matter sometimes, but it is what it is. Yeah, they keep going, even though well, it looks like they're going to be in a position to win here, but you're going to see just how scary this Ephraim is in a little bit. Very decent team overall. The Shez really just did a number on most of my units. I think she benefits so much from the Marth Ring. Being able to just get into lethality faster is a big thing for her, because she misses out on so many kills just because she can't trigger lethality consistently. And here's the matchup between Ephraim and Byleth. It's just a wonderful thing to see. I don't know how consistent this will be once his bonus season is over, but 1 damage before the special triggers, you love to see it. Fallen Maria here, put in all the work.
Thank you for all you do.
Because otherwise the Shez would be dead. But we still heal back so much after that combat. It's just crazy. And then Ephraim against Byleth once more.
Have a wonderful evening.
Ephraim is really goated after this. I have such a high opinion of him after this week. He just stomped out Byleth there. And then Myr takes out Fallen Maria, who really doesn't have much else to offer at this point since she's already popped her miracle.
It wasn't a dream.
And yeah, they keep going after this for a little bit longer because they really wanted to close this out. But it's turn 7, and they have 2 armored units in their face, pinning them into a corner. They do get the lethality off on Myr. 70 is such a big number for that lethality, and they get some damage here on Ephraim. I think outside of bonus season, he would have died here. 10, that is so close. But turn 7, nothing else they can do here, and yeah, that's that. And now, from here on, we get some more quick ones. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? I think this is the right. Okay. This is our first sighting of the Brave Edelgard here. No Winter Edelgard so far, which I suspect might have to do with Tina and Myr, who make it a little bit difficult for Edelgard to initiate, or they may have just underestimated the defense and decided to bring different units. I really don't know how that plays into you know, the matchups that you get, because there are 5 options. And as you can see there, Peony going left again, which is unfortunate, because if she had went right, she would have been covered by Far Save and not been able to be target there. But again, works out in my favor because free unit to get sniped here, underestimating Alchrist here, and he just claps Edelgard's cheeks.
I've done all I can.
Tina plus Alchrist is such a fantastic combination, because what happens is that the buffs really help Alchrist out in terms of his damage output, and then the effects that he gets just add on top of that in terms of how much he can do. He neutralizes his own penalties with the Dark Bow, free desperation, and then his B skill being able to cut enemy defenses by 30% pretty much guarantees that he's going to be doing some amount of damage, pretty much a large number the majority of the time. So yeah, Alchrist closing it out. He's pretty much, I think, I don't know who I would say would be the MVP for this week, but he's definitely the one that got the most kills. And you can pretty much see what's going to happen here with this team lineup here. Fence means that I don't get the first turn. I did specifically choose even recovery instead of odd recovery for this specific reason, because I knew that the fence would factor in at some point. Yeah, just not going to be able to snipe it every time. And you're going to see now what happens. Even recovery, dance, and Alkris is able to murder Milla yet again, and it brings great joy to my heart. One shot, and that's really all that matters. I don't need any other kills here. No way Yuna's taking out the Seliph. She's gonna get battered. But that's pretty much all I needed to see, and that's all they needed to see as well. So they're gone as well. And we get to run out the Claude team once more. This is actually something that Alkris would have won as well, but as you can see here, Byleth again. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but Alkris, well, did I get one of the matchups? I think maybe there is one where Alkris takes out Byleth, because he can also do that. He's just, Alkris, I always thought he was a good unit, I guess, but the problem was that, there you go. Yeah, the problem was that he had no defensive bulk, so once he put those 2 hits in, he's usually just dead. So that was a big problem. So that was one of the reasons that I just wasn't able to use him. He's also not a very good frontliner. Yeah, because he has low res, so that's why I decided to lock him. Because in the event that we came across, like, let's say, Baby Golvig, he'd still be able to act. And there you could see Claude getting the lethality off, because he did get enough status effects to be able to do so. But unfortunately, not enough power to take out Byleth. And they heal up here. They decided to keep going, but it is not going to go well for them. But yeah, Miracle on Igrin is really good, and then Ephraim here coming in, taking out Byleth. You'll see it in a sec. There you go. And you get pretty much free reign from here. There's the dance, and there's the next skill. Miracle, I really miss being able to see her voice quotes, but Igrin needs a little bit more investment before I'd be able to do so. She needs like speed boon and some dragon flowers, because she can get outsped. And by this point I had given her no follow-up, just because of that matchup that happened earlier against Byleth, where she missed the kill because she wasn't able to counterattack. I gave her no follow-up herself, because typically what should happen is that she should attack within range of guidance to get the kill. Here's a plus 10 Leon for you. She should attack within the range of guidance to be able to get the kill, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, so I decided that, hey, it's probably better just to give her full null follow-up instead, so that it's a little bit more consistent. Hopefully they make that a tune skill, because using it in the S slot is a bit of a loss. So hopefully they make null follow-up in a tune skill with some type of drawback. I don't know what it would be. Maybe you don't get the full effect or something, or HP condition, I don't know. Here's Alkris killing Byleth. Maybe it will be like null follow-up 2, which means that you don't get the full null follow-up if you're not at like 50%. If you're not above 50%, I think is the condition. Something like that. Bolt Tower. Leon actually not completely killing Myr, the plus 10 Leon. But he is able to take her out after a dance. Now, you're going to see Leon pop his dual skill, because they did take out my dual structure, which works out for them because all my units are actually in a line. Unfortunate. And the only unit that can move here is Yoon, and Yoon kills Peony. Very good that she can attack now, since Byleth is gone. But unfortunately, yeah. A revenge kill here from Yuri, because why else? And we were getting the adaptive damage as well as the extra movement from Yuri. take out Alcris because he is just that strong. And really not much else they can do here. Harsh Command. I wonder if Medeus's Harsh Command works to be able to remove the status effect that, well, just Harsh Command in general. I wonder if it's able to remove the status effect that Leon inflicts. Hopefully I can test that out at some point. And then Ephraim murders Leon.
I insist.
Cannon.
Did I overdo it?
And that's pretty much enough for them. They are out of here. And let's see how much more is left. So we're up to Jerry now. Jerry had a fantastic strategy. He was the only one that brought Winter Edelgard. I was saying that I wasn't sure what factored into whether or not someone brought Edelgard here. Peony carried a lot in this matchup, but primarily the one that did the majority of the work here is this this rearmed Lucina with her snag here, as well as the treachery that just allowed her to take out this Ephraim, because without it, she really wasn't going to be able to get that done. I don't think so. But yeah, sabotage plus 10 true damage. It's a lot, and yeah, look at everything that she's getting. Smart approach here going on turn 1, because if he didn't go on turn 1, you know, it would have been a murder, a massacre for my team. But smiting onto the trap, good play. Perhaps bad decision making on my part. Maybe I should have set up the traps differently, because well, I didn't expect anyone to go on turn 1 like that, because what happened here was that Medeus's On Guard did not activate as of yet, so that's why he took the chip damage. But I think he might have died anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he would have lived. I'm referring to Ephraim here. I don't know. He typically kills Edelgard, this Winter Edelgard, but I don't know if the debuffs there were enough to prevent him from killing. And she was able to double him, which, yeah, sucks. Bowls Fighter plus everything that Asker does, yeah. And from here, it is pretty easy for him to sweep. Edelgard is able to take out Myr, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just something we have to deal with. Sabotage again. And it is enough damage for them to take out Myr. She outspeeds Myr as well, which sucks. But as I mentioned, Myr isn't winning any speed checks, which is why I was saying I wonder if some type of vengeful fighter skill, you know, would allow her to double, but it depends on what that extra effect would be once that comes out. Ephraim, unfortunately, you really can't change his B skill. Well, maybe you could, but he gets so much from that B skill, it's not to his benefit to substitute it. But there we go, there's a very well played win there for Jerry. And the last match here that I was able to record this week is against Altina. She's getting, I don't think, Peony hasn't danced yet, so who's that coming from? Okay, Hortensia. Is that really 3 spaces? Okay, that's cool. Alright, so penalty neutralization there from Hortensia, and she's also debuffing my units as well. Doesn't matter anyways, because I am going to get fenced on the first turn unless they go up, which they do decide to go up, so I don't have to worry about that. So what happens here is, I forget what attacks here. Is it Claude? Dance, left or right, and Claude has all of these effects. He's actually able to get lethality twice, which is crazy. You just have to put enough status effects on him. But yeah, here's the lethality, and he's just dead. And then can't cancel away, which is fine because we have reposition, and this is a fairly decent formation. All in all, I'd say it's a pretty successful week. A lot of interesting mechanics that I played with this week, and next week is up with Freyr. I haven't built the defense yet, but we'll figure it out. That's pretty much it. GG's. See you in the next one.